Thank you very much for joining today's webinar, reviewing QDMS, Quality, Maintenance, and Compliance Management Software, and BIM, Enterprise Asset and Maintenance Management System for Acumatica. Today we put together our panel to present our product in association with Acumatica. My name is Kevin Devecioglu. I'm Managing Director of Bimser International. Today I have my colleagues online, and we'll be presenting you our product, starting with BIM and then QDMS. And we'll also make you a brief demonstration interacting with Acumatica as well, and we'll address your questions. Before I get started with my brief presentation, it'd be great if you can turn off your microphones, if you can mute it. And if you have any questions during the webinar, please feel free to type it in the chat box, and we'll address your questions in the Q&A session with our panel. And Q&A session is scheduled for the end of this webinar. Thank you very much. So I'd like to get started with our very brief company presentation. And as you know, Bimser International is Acumatica ISV, and we have a very good relationship with Acumatica and Acumatica community, WARS and ISV community. And earlier this year, we were one of the sponsors of Acumatica Summit in January in Houston, Texas. So that's one of the pictures that we took at our booth. That was a great event, and we are looking forward to being in Las Vegas as well. As a company, as Bimser International, we are based in New York, and we have global presence. We have our software development center in Istanbul metro area in Europe, and also we have another company called Bimser Europe in the Netherlands. So as a company, we are about 200 people. We are a growing organization. European Bank started to invest in Bimser earlier last year. So with the help of European Bank, we have more visibility in international markets. Bimser is an Acumatica independent software vendor. We are also active in Microsoft and SAP ecosystems, as well as Sage and also Oracle. Bimser is ISO 9001 certified and ISO 271 certified. Here you can see our product range. Since 1998, we have been very focused. We focus on these 4 products. We have EBA. EBA is our enterprise content management platform. It has a powerful workflow engine supported by document management, records management, capture, as well as dashboard. BIM is an enterprise asset maintenance, facility, and energy management system that's a certified Acumatica solution available in Acumatica Marketplace, and we'll be presenting you and we'll be demonstrating you BIM and its capabilities in a minute. QDMS is a quality, risk, and compliance management system. It is also Acumatica certified, also available in Acumatica Marketplace on the website of Acumatica. And we'll be showing more about QDMS, our quality management system, today as well. Ensemble is our business process management tool for performance management and balance scorecard capabilities. In the bottom, you can see 2 more products designed on EBA platform. One of them is called Contract Management Solution. That's in the process of being certified by Acumatica. It is also available in Marketplace of Acumatica as well. EBA is our EBA ITSM is our IT service management solution. Here you can see how we position our product. Ensemble is a managerial tool. EBA is a workflow engine. BIM is an asset management system. QDMS is quality management system. They automate processes. So our products are designed to run standalone, and depends on any project. We basically integrate with CRM systems, ERP systems, and any other systems, MES, barcode, GPRS, RFID, and other systems available at our client's location. Our products run on cloud as well as on-premise servers, and we have mobile apps available. So in terms of technology, what we have is very similar to Acumatica. That's why our products get along very well with Acumatica technologically. It's a great mix. It's a great combination. Here you can see how many projects we have delivered by the end of last year. As you can tell, we have done many different projects, and I gotta actually update these figures because they are by the end of last year. We have, of course, more projects delivered this year. As for QDMS, we have deployed more than 900 projects already. And these numbers also show globally how many customers we have, more or less. So as you can tell, we have more than 1,000 customers, close to 2,000 actually, and still counting. So more to come with in the future, in near future. So you can see here some of our references. Historically, we are coming from enterprise market. That's why we have been working with very well-known companies, very reputable companies. For example, 3M is one of our customers using our product in 17 different countries. We are working with Henkel, for example. We are working with Bridgestone in Europe, in Middle East as well. We are working with Ford, Renault, and Alliance. In pharma industry, we work with, for example, AstraZeneca and Dexter. Also, we work with Bose. In food industry or restaurant industry, we work with Burger King, KFC, for instance, Little Caesars, some of our customers. We are working with Unilever. Starbucks is also one of our customers as well. Also, we are working with United Nations. That's one of my favorite projects that we delivered. And we work with also Pillades, Panasonic, and many other reputable companies that you see on the screen. So what is available right now in enterprise market, right now also it's available in mid-market in terms of our products. And we position our products to be also very competitive in mid-market as well, in addition to being active in enterprise market. So let's talk about BIM a little bit before we jump into products. BIM is an enterprise level asset and maintenance management system. I like to call it the best friend of maintenance and facility managers actually. So the reason being, it makes things much more easier for maintenance and facility managers at any location in any organization, basically, to manage the assets as well as maintenance operations. First of all, let's talk about verticals of BIM. So when we talk about asset maintenance, facility, and energy management system, there are many different verticals that we can offer BIM in any part of the world. Manufacturing is on the top of the list. Any manufacturing organization, basically, either that's a discrete manufacturing or process manufacturing, any manufacturing organization needs maintenance. That's for sure. So the better we take care of our machinery and devices, the better performance they'll basically deliver. Followed by facility management, property management companies are another vertical for BIM to be utilized. Hospitality, hotels, resorts, all these organizations also need maintenance and asset management. Transportation and logistics, where there are a lot of trucks and other transportation vehicles available, needs a periodic maintenance. Aviation and aerospace is also an important industry. This industry is also heavily regulated. There are a lot of compliance requirements for any aviation or aerospace companies. So in the scope of that, maintenance is also very important. Either you are building an airplane or you are building parts, components for an airplane, for example, you are subject to many different compliances, starting with AS9100, followed by ISO 9001, and many others, basically, worldwide. So BIM is available to help you all these compliance and maintenance requirements. Construction is a heavy equipment oriented organization. It's a vertical, actually. There are many organizations in that sense. So we are also offering BIM to construction companies. Mining industry, as we know it, also heavily. There are a lot of equipment that needs to be taken care of in mining industry. So Beam is also very helpful for those companies active in mining. Energy, oil and gas are also they also have priorities in terms of maintenance, because having a breakdown in any energy company or oil and gas company is basically costs millions of dollars a day. That's a fact. So having unplanned breakdown is actually unacceptable. In that sense, Beam is also ready to help. And finally, we can also mention healthcare and pharma industry, hospitals, medical device manufacturers, medicine or vitamin manufacturers, or generic medicine manufacturers, for example. They're also heavily regulated with compliance requirements as well as maintenance and asset management. So Beam is also a pretty good software solution to help those companies in those industries. As a certified Acumatica solution, Beam has a lot of benefits. First of all, with the help of Beam, it is possible to reduce maintenance costs 15 to 20%. These figures are the figures that we get from our customers, and also most of our customers manage to reduce failures 40 to 80%. That's another benefit. So these benefits are huge if you think about the cost of maintenance and unplanned breakdowns, especially. Beam is a modular structure. So when we are offering Beam, the customer has the option of buying module by module, and it's an open. It has open APIs similar to Acumatica. This basically helps Beam to integrate with many different systems, MES systems, GIS systems, SCADA, GPRS, RFID, and many other systems can be talking to Beam via web service APIs. Underneath Beam, there's a powerful workflow engine. With the help of the workflow engine, you can have multiple approval levels. Also, if you have budgetary workflows and other internal workflows that you need to run for maintenance or asset management purposes, Beam is more than capable of helping you for those corporate workflow operations. In Beam, we have three types of users. There is admin, there is regular user, and there is also requester. Beam comes with ready-made reports. It has more than 10,000 ready-made reports available. So any data that we enter, Beam is ready to be reported in one of those reports, as well as KPI performance tracking capabilities available in Beam. Just like in a manufacturing operation, when we talk about maintenance, we need to put three things together. 3M, that's basically pretty universal concept. We need to put together man, machine, and material. That's what Beam does, actually. So with the help of Beam, when you're organizing, when you're managing your maintenance operations, Beam helps you put together these three elements: man, machine, and material. So for these, we have 4 modules. There is asset management, maintenance management, spare part management, and personnel management modules. These are the basic modules for any company to manage any asset or facility management operations. Followed by, optionally, there is purchasing management module, energy management module, after sales service management module, and dashboard module. So some of these functions, for example, purchasing function, for example, can be easily managed in Acumatica. So in that particular case, Beam is talking to Acumatica to help you manage your purchasing operations. From the point of spare part purchasing, by the way, that is the scope. Beam is multi-language and multi-currency. That's why we have many different customers in different parts of the world, and some of our customers are using Beam in different languages other than English. How to digitize maintenance management operations is actually summarized on this slide. So Beam is able to talk to manufacturing execution systems that you may have or any client may have at their locations. And at the same time, Beam is already integrated with Acumatica. So we have very different integration models available, but the typical integration model is simply integrating with assets, spare parts, and also costs coming from maintenance operations to ERP systems. We have a similar integration model in this case as well. So in the case of any integration with MES, in the manufacturing execution system, Beam is able to pick up failure notice automatically. That also helps Beam to trigger maintenance work orders automatically. So you don't have to pick up the call, you don't have to send email, Beam takes care of it automatically. In terms of integrating with Acumatica, any any fixed asset that you enter in Acumatica is picked up by Beam automatically in the background. This integration runs periodically via web service APIs. Also, inventory integration is also ready between Beam and Acumatica. So when we say inventory, we are referring to spare part inventory. So this is different from regular inventory basically. So spare part may be belts, bolts, anything that you need, any part that you may need to make the maintenance operations running simply. Beam starts the dashboard. So on the dashboard, you can see all the KPIs, service costs, labor costs, material costs, open tickets, and other KPIs that you may want to see is already available in the dashboard of Beam. And we'll show you in a minute, by the way, in the live demo session. With the help of asset management, you can put all your asset information in Beam, and you can manage the warranties, you can manage insurance information, you can manage documents such as manuals, as well as contracts coming with your assets, and other supporting documents also can be available in this asset management module. And if you put this information in Acumatica, system picks it up automatically, by the way. So that integration is already available. Maintenance Manager module has a scope of preventive, predictive, and periodic maintenance. So in this scope, you can create your work orders. You can also assign work orders to team members. These team members may be internal maintenance team members for mechanical maintenance, electronic maintenance, or electrical maintenance, for example. And if you are getting outside service from subcontractors, from service centers, they can also be the part of this system. So when the time comes for service or maintenance, they can also be notified by Beam automatically, for example. In addition to those functionalities, calibration, validation also available in maintenance management section. Spare part management is a typical inventory management module that we have. So this information is basically coming from Acumatica, as I mentioned earlier. Personnel management module is also called skill management. Simply, we enter the information of our maintenance management team members. Not everyone is specialized in every single subject matter in maintenance. So either that's a mechanical maintenance or electrical maintenance, these team members' skill information is to be entered in this section. Then you can assign them certain maintenance operations. Also, it comes with a calendar. So with the help of this calendar, you know who is assigned to what kind of tasks, when they are available, when they are off, when they are not available. You know all these with the help of this calendar so that you can assign the tasks accordingly. Project management, also it's called service after sales management module, helps you manage the maintenance or service management activities for the assets belongs to your customers or someone else. Let's say I manufacture fridge, I'll tell you the fridge, refrigerator. The refrigerator belongs to you, but as the manufacturer, I am giving you the service after manufacturing. I can manage this maintenance operation, basically service operation, with the help of this module. You still own the asset, that doesn't belong to me, but I provide you the service basically. It's very similar to field service, but the concepts are a little different, but there are similarities. Beam comes with a mobile app. We have a native mobile app for Android and as well as iOS devices. With the help of mobile app, you can ask for work maintenance. You can take picture when you are requesting maintenance, for example. And if you are one of the team members of any maintenance crew, you can also see the work steps. You can see what is in your pipeline in terms of your tasks. So it's pretty useful and practical tool, considering most of the maintenance team members most of the time they are on the field or manufacturing floor. They are not at their desk most of the time. So this mobile app is very, very helpful for them to execute their tasks. This is our integration model with Acumatica. As I mentioned earlier, we have the assets, we have the spare parts already integrated with Acumatica. So This is a two-way integration that we put together. It's also certified by Acumatica as well, and it works perfectly. This is our page on Acumatica's marketplace for BIM, so you can have more information, and there are also videos available here as well. So before I hand it to Sam, let me also talk to you about QDMS a little bit. QDMS is our quality risk and compliance management system. That is also the best friend of quality managers, because every single quality manager has a lot of responsibilities at any organization, whether they are compliant with ISO, whether they are compliant with BRC, or many other standards that may be. They take a lot of risk and they have a lot of responsibility. So with that of QDMS, they can manage those operations. So before I talk about the product, let me talk about the verticals for quality management. Simply, for quality management, any company needs quality management. So QDMS is pretty vertical free. But just to name some of them, manufacturing is an important vertical to offer QDMS, for example, as well as service organizations, or service vertical, I will say, hospitality, construction, also heavily regulated, aviation, aerospace, pharma sector. These are all heavily regulated, and they have a lot of compliance requirements. So QDMS is ready to help all these industries to comply with quality and management standards. When we say quality, we are talking about quality assurance as well as quality control. Quality assurance is the system. If you are compliant with ISO, if you are compliant with BRC, you need to put together a system that is going to be running for your organization. So this system, managing this quality and management system, is called quality assurance. Quality control is managing and measuring the quality of the products that you produce or service that you deliver, for example. If we talk about a manufacturing organization typically conduct quality control operations when you receive raw material, for example, if I'm to make manufacturing with the help of those raw materials, for instance. And also you need to also perform quality control during manufacturing and definitely after manufacturing, that's for sure. So with the help of this quality control, it will ensure that you are following the quality assurance related system, policies and procedures, and you deliver the quality that you promised to your customers. That's what it is for. So that's how we look at things, and we help you manage both of these with the help of QDMS. QDMS is ready to work on cloud, also on-premise servers, similar to Acumatica, while you are managing your quality, compliance, and risk management operations. And it has a modular structure, meaning we don't offer everything to a customer. Customers are free to pick and choose what module they like to have, what module they like to use for digital compliance purposes. With the help of QDMS, you can comply with many different standards in addition to quality control functionality. So the typical one, the most universal one, is ISO 9001. What is available in North America, same as Europe, same as Asia, for example, same as Africa, that never changes. ISO 9001 is ISO 9001. So you can manage ISO 9001 compliance requirements with the help of QDMS electronically, with no need of paper. So companies can get rid of paper. They can have a paperless work environment while complying with these quality and management standards. That's the key point. In addition to ISO 9001, others are, for example, ISO 14001, ISO 27001, ISO 22000 for food companies. SQF and BRC are very common among food companies as well. There is HTA or GMP, good manufacturing practices, also can be managed with the help of QDMS. And there are many more, by the way. There is no restrictions in terms of these. These are some of them that I can list, but that's not limited to what QDMS is ready to help. System is web-based, meaning once we deploy it on a cloud or on-premise server, you can access QDMS anywhere. That's pretty convenient for any quality management team members. And it has certain security features. For example, every single user has unique username and password. And system is role-based, meaning permission-based. What it means is not everyone can access every single document. So every single user is subject to permissions, basically by the admin and the company. Depends on the hierarchy. Localization is available, just like Beam. So the system is ready to be translated and being used in local languages. Those options are available. As I mentioned earlier, the QDMS structure is modular, meaning we don't sell everything. So customers can pick and choose what module they like. Some of the modules I put together here on the screen. For example, control document management module is pretty important for any quality or management standards because you need to manage your documents. When we say documents here, the concept is not generic document management. We are talking about policies, procedures, forms, for example. And these forms, policies, procedures needs to be reviewed by the management and approved by the management. And this reviewing and approving process needs to be documented, at least electronically. So QDMS is ready to help you manage all these processes because once in a year, you need to get audit from ISO, for example, or other standards. So when you are being audited, auditors ask you, show us your policies, show us your procedures, who reviews it, who approves it, how would you prove it? So control document management is more than ready to help you manage all the quality document management activities. Customer complaints can also be managed on QDMS, and any customer complaint, internal or external, can be linked to corrective action for continuous improvement. Audit management module is also available in QDMS. You can conduct audits internally as well as externally. Internally, as in you can audit your departments to make sure they follow the policies and procedures designed in the system. In addition, you can conduct audit activities for your dealers, for example, for your suppliers. So you can make sure they also follow the standards that you expect them to follow. There is also training modules, survey module available, calibration modules available, which is very important for manufacturers that they need to calibrate their machinery and devices, so they can use these modules as well. Also, there are various risk management modules in the system. Depends on the standard that you are following. Typical one is, for example, process risk management, that you need to think about your risks and what kind of precautions you are planning to take, and you can document it with the help of QDMS. Some of other modules that I like to talk about is incident management module. If something happens in the company, if there's an incident, for example, or if there's a near miss, you can document it, and you can document the lessons learned, and you can distribute it. Meaning you can share the ideas and lessons learned with your colleagues, so the company can keep learning and keep improving the processes in the manufacturing organization. Then there are other modules available, as you see on the screen. QDMS is already integrated with Acumatica. Right now, QDMS is pulling vendors, customers, as well as employee information, product information into QDMS automatically for you to manage your corrective actions, action management, as well as audits and training activities going. And this is our page, this is QDMS's page in Acumatica's marketplace, so that you can have more information if you need. As I mentioned earlier, QDMS is a certified Acumatica solution, and it's already integrated with Acumatica, and the integration is certified by Acumatica officially. So let me get back to our main screen. So far we talked about our company, Bimser International, and we also have a brief review about QDMS, quality management, quality, risk and compliance management software, as well as Beam, enterprise asset maintenance, energy, and facility management system. As I mentioned earlier, please, if you have any questions, type them in the chat box, and we'll be addressing your questions in the Q&A session that we have at the end of our webinar. Now I'd like to hand it over to Sam. Sam is our New York-based software engineer. He'll be demonstrating QDMS and Beam briefly. And if you'd like to have, of course, a detailed demo session, if you have more questions, if you'd like to continue this conversation after the webinar, you have our email addresses on the screen right now. So feel free to drop us an email, send us an email, and we can schedule a more detailed demo session for you anytime you like. So we are looking forward to hearing from you in that sense. Sam, are you ready to take it over?
Yes, I am. Thank you, Kevin.
Okay, great. Let's make
Okay.
sure you share the screen right now, and you can show us QDMS MD. Thank you, Sam.
Yep, sure. Anytime. Thank you, Kevin, for your presentation. So, this is Sam at Bimser International. In coming 20 minutes, I'm going to demonstrate two of our products, which are BIM and QDMS. So first of all, let me show you BIM, our enterprise asset and maintenance management system. This is how it looks like after you log into BIM. You can have your own dashboard, and since all the widgets, they are sizable, you can adjust the perfect size of the widgets, and they are movable. You can move them to the perfect place to you, and they are modifiable, which means you can add or delete any widget on your dashboard. Okay, and also all the widgets can interact with each other. So considering the top left widget, it is the locations of your company. So you can make a comment or you can click on it and you can see all the real-time data will change accordingly. So all your real-time data will show in a chart, in a table, in a pie chart, or in a bar chart. So it's helped you to keep tracking KPIs of your company, and also it's provide a method or a tool to, for you to have your action planning in your company as well, since you have a better idea on the performance of your company. Then we can go to the top left and have the main menu of the available modules in BIM. So first of all, let us go to asset module. And under this module, we can have a real Google map, which you can pinpoint the location of your facilities or plants. And you can move your cursor on it, saying, and then have some more information of these particular locations, like the address, uh, how many equipment in this location are under maintenance activities. And also we can integrate with the GPS that's equipped on your moving assets for maintenance purposes. Next, um, you can see graphical asset tree, and you can upload your blueprint or floor plan to BIM and pinpoint the location of your fixed assets. And you see the green dots on the graphical asset tree. And since they are in green color, which means they're in a good condition of this fixed asset, once they turn into red, which means they are under maintenance operation. And you can move your cursor on it and have the details of this particular asset and click on it and create a work request or maintenance request against this particular asset. And you can have your asset list, which of the information that you have saved in Acumatica. So these are all the information from Acumatica as you have saved as um, fixed asset in Acumatica. And in BIM, you can have your asset tree, and they showed you the hierarchy of your company. So you can have a better idea how the structure and also the asset is arranged or located in different locations. Besides, you can find the asset line, which means we can combine two different assets in order to perform a single task. And all the maintenance operations or task that is assigned to the parent asset, it will automatically apply to the dependent asset as well. And in this example, you can find we have a mixer and a car. and put them together in the asset line. Then we can go back to the asset list. And as I mentioned, those are come from Acumatica. And in BIM, you can put more information as well, like is coming up on your screen. Like we can have this brand model and the serial number. And also we can define the material that will be used by this asset and keep following the information like inspection or insurance under these legitimate proceedings. And upload all the documents like handbook, guideline, or contract of this asset as well. And as BIM provide over 10,000 ready-made report, so we can use our reporting tool in BIM. So for example, we can have a asset status report. So you can have an advanced filter in terms of generating your report and click the prepare button. So you will find your report in a pie chart and also in a table. You can export this as a PDF or Excel for sharing with any associated parties or responsible parties. Furthermore, you can use the schedule function and make BIM send you the report automatically. Like under this configuration, BIM will send you this as a status report every day at 9 in the morning. Then we can go to the maintenance module. So when you have something or some problems come up to your equipment or facility, equipment or machinery, you can generate your work request under this maintenance module, and you can, what you are required to enter is the asset code, work type, and also the failure code. You can provide some more information under this open text box or attach the picture of this particular asset as a supportive information. So all the work requests that you generate will be pulled to this work order pool. And of course, you can generate a new maintenance order without any request. But while you're generating a maintenance order, so you can schedule the start date and end date from a calendar. So saying it's starting from November 1st to November 2nd. Oh, excuse me, it should be December 1st and December to December 2nd. Okay, and then you can assign someone to take care of this particular maintenance order. Also, you can define the material that will be used and the services provided by the third party as well. And you can upload some document like a guideline or maintenance steps as a reference for the team or person that is in charge or responsible for this maintenance operations. And all the costs will be calculated by BIM automatically, and it gives you an idea how much it's going to cost your company in terms of this maintenance order. And you can find we have a spare part modules, and it shows you all the spare parts that you have saved in Acumatica. So they will be pushed from Acumatica to BIM. And also you can manage some more information in BIM, like the barcode number, brand, model. Also, you can manage the warehouse parameters, like in order to keep your spare part at the optimum level in your inventory. And in BIM, you can manage the tracking of your transaction of your spare part. So you can manage the material incoming, withdrawing, and or transfer from one location to another. So you can have a better idea how the transaction is of your material or spare part by using Beam. And lastly, we go to the personnel module as long as the skill management module. So you can we get all the personal information that you have in Acumatica, and you can find all the information like the wage, position, shift, and also the address, work experience, and education right here. And we can compare the schedule of different employees under this resource occupation calendar. We can change the calendar view into month and add some more employee in order to compare their schedule and avoid any conflict of their task if it is a need. And this comes to the end of my demonstration of Beam. Then the next, I will go to QDMS, which is our quality, risk, and compliance management system. And you can find all the pending tasks or requests for approval on your home screen. And you can click on it and get a quick connection to this request. And on the left, under this integrated management system, you can find all the available modules in your main menu. So let me show you the control document management module. So in this module, you can browse the content or view your documents in the system, add a new document, revise a document, and delete a document. So saying, I'm going to get into our document viewer, and on your left, you can find a nice folder tree, and then you can click into it and start browsing the document that you have in this folder. So we can click into it and start getting into it. And these are the folder and all the file that will be on your right and waiting for you and being available for reading it. So after deploying QDMS on your cloud server or on-premise server, you don't need any other software in order to read your document. So simply it will be shown in the built-in browser of QDMS. Okay, and I'm getting into it, and let me show you this one. Yep, and this is the document content, and you can have the information like the revision info, and with the permission of getting back to the previous version, you can browse the previous version or the original files of this document. And you can find the permission settings here. And while you are uploading or revising a document, you can grant the users or groups the permission of reading, printing, revising, getting back to the previous version, or deletion. And all the action that the users interact with this particular document will be recorded in a log of QDMS. So you can have a better idea what action has been carried out against this particular document in the system. And then let me show you the complaints module. In the complaints module, you can have the feedback from your worker employees or supervisor, or from your vendor, supplier, or subcontractor. So this is why we have two different complaint modules. One is for internal use and the other is for external use. And let me show you one of our records in the external customer complaints module. And in the complaints module, all the record will be shown or marked as different status, like reviewed, opened, final, as you can see on the screen. So in this complaints module, first of all, you can file a new complaint in the system by entering the description of the complaints and the detail, and also choose the category of these complaints. And QDMS integrate with Acumatica so that you don't have to enter any customer name, and instead you can choose from a drop-down list. And so does the employee information and the product information. And after finding the new complaints, that then you can assign the solution team in order to take care of this complaint. And this team has to file the first progress report and see if there is any corrective action or other action planning is needed for this complaint. After that, you can file your final report. If there's no other follow-up action is needed, you may close this complaint accordingly. And in this module, or I would say in every module, we have the reporting tool to give you a better idea how your company manage in different modules, and also give you an idea of the performance of your company. So on your left, you can have your advanced filter here, saying you want to set your time frame or change the SS, and then you can draw the graph. And in this graph now, you can tell which customer filed the most complaint in this module, and you can also change or export this report in different file formats for sharing with any responsible parties. And next, we can go to the corrective action module. So right here, we can handle or record our non-conformance of our company in this module. And similar to the complaints module, all the records are in different status according to their progress, like in open, reviewed, planned, follow-up, and result. So let us pull one of our records. It's like when we filing a new corrective action record in QDMS, you'll be allowed to enter the non-conformity and the detail of the non-conformity as well. Then that will be put into the approval flow, and after the approval is granted, the approver can also assign the solution team to take care of this corrective action. After the first progress report is filed by the team, then the team has to do the root cause analysis and take some action in order to cope with this or accomplish the corrective action that we have in QDMS. Then if there's no other follow-up actions is needed, we can close the case or close this corrective action accordingly. And lastly, let's go to the audit activities. And we can have our audit plan in this module. So saying I'm going to have an audit, we can create a new one and then add some item to this audit or to this audit planning. So we can define the auditor, audit day, and the audit time. We can choose from a drop-down list and enter our audit subject, and also invite or define the auditee for these audit activities. Furthermore, we can add some model questions as a reference for the auditor. So considering like we are auditing an employee in manufacturing department, so that we can choose the questions that about manufacturing in as a reference for the auditor, instead of having some question that is talk about information technology. So that will smoothen the audit and also help the auditor to carry out the audit activities. This comes to the end of my demonstration of QDMS. And thank you, Kevin. And if you have any questions, please feel free to type in the chat box and I will answer your question.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you for the demonstration. And we come to the Q&A session. Let's see if we have any questions in the chat box. Some of them, sometimes we receive in the public box, sometimes we receive in the private. So one of the questions that I received in the private box is there a mobile app available for both products, QDMS and B? Sam, you want to address this question?
Yes, absolutely. That's a nice question. And my answer is yes. We have our mobile application of BIM and QDMS as well. It is available for Android and iOS device.
Yes. So they're available, and you can use them on your mobile device or Android or tablet, for example. And as I mentioned earlier, our products are designed to help you have a paperless work environment. So in that sense, mobile apps are great. And what we have is native mobile apps, so it is ready to help you. Another question that I received is about quality management. And so do you have quality control functions available with Acumatica manufacturing? That's the question that I received. To address this question, yes, we have quality control solution is also available for Acumatica manufacturing. So with the help of what we have, the software solution, we can check the quality of your raw materials when you receive. We call them received item quality control piece. So when you receive any raw material, you can perform your quality control. So the thing about quality control is that's different from quality assurance, because when we talk about quality assurance, it's pretty standard. There are universal standard applications. In terms of quality control, it is really, I call it customer specific, company specific. And every single company has a different quality control application. So we basically help them apply what they basically use on daily basis. So the raw material quality control is also available, as well as after manufacturing quality control function is also available. So the good thing about these is that you may have your quality control performance in place. You can do the quality control, quality check. But during the quality control or after, if there is any non-conformities, you need to also document it and manage it. In that sense, QDMS works perfectly. So with the help of QDMS, you can also manage your non-conformities. So based on the non-conformities, you can ask your suppliers to take corrective actions, for example. These corrective actions is very helpful for any company to improve processes. So let's keep in mind that any quality assurance system, say ISO, say BRC, SQF, any of them that you are complying with, are designed to improve processes. So non-conformity management is very important in the scope of quality control as well. So we address this part as well. Let's see what other questions that we have, so we can address them definitely. Yeah, it is also working with 2019 R2, our products also available. I mean, we have solid integrations, and it's also available to work with 2019 R2 version. We are in the process of certification as well, but the fundamentals are there. Whether it's certified or not, it's working right now. So it's more than ready to work with any Acumatica version at the moment. So that's great. As I also mentioned earlier, Acumatica as well as QDMS and Beam, they work perfectly because the technologies are both modern. Same for Acumatica, same for Beam, same for QDMS, and they both work on cloud, they both work on on-premise servers, and we have beautiful technologies complementing each other. So we are very happy to work with Acumatica and Acumatica ecosystem. We address these questions as well. So let's see other questions that I see in the chat box. Thank you very much for sending all these questions. I truly appreciate it. Implementation asset management alone, how long does it take to implement this integration in general? The integration is not it takes time. The main thing most of the time when we deploy an asset management project is for customers to put together assets. Okay, so sometimes we work with companies, their asset information is all over the place. Meaning, sometimes it's an Excel sheet. Sometimes it is on piece of paper. So putting all these together and basically moving them to Beam is very challenging. However, if you have your assets available in Acumatica, and if you want us to basically move these assets, it's a day work, not even a day, hours work basically in terms of running this integration. So it's really not a big deal for us. The main thing is, and most of the time we lose time, is basically for customers to put together assets, meaning list of machinery, equipment, devices, and facilities. That's most of the time the challenge. Technologically, we are ready yesterday to make these integrations running. In terms of lead time for asset management, for example, depends on the readiness of the asset, as I mentioned earlier, and readiness of the customer's availability for the training, for example. It takes typically a month to 2 months, typically. If we are talking about a really large project, if customer has multiple locations, many different locations, it takes longer naturally, because every single location has a different setup in terms of list of assets, in terms of maintenance operations. So we need to make sure Beam is configured in that sense. So this is the criteria. In terms of quality management, okay. So if you have automated customers, they have their own ISO standards, which also QDMS can help them manage. So typically, just like in other ISO standards, typically they need to also manage documents, they need to manage conformities, non-conformities, corrective actions, training, customer complaints. So same for many other ISO compliant companies, same for automotive industry as well. So in terms of lead time for the implementation for quality management, it depends on the module that they choose. So for example, in terms of implementation, document management takes 2 days. Instant management module takes a day, and most of other modules takes 1 day for implementation. So 1 more day for example, training, and you can get the idea. So if a customer goes for, let's say, 10 different modules, so you are talking about up to a month of implementation time. So our critical piece of information that we need for any QDMS implementation is the list of vendors, list of customers, list of products. So these basically are vital. And also list of employees, of course. Assuming that the information is available in Acumatica, will be done in a month easily in terms of implementation. However, if the customer has many different modules, if they have also multiple locations, then it'll take a little longer. But typically, our implementations are rapid, and we configure it based on the company's standards they comply with. And if they're complying with automotive industry's ISO standard, IATF, they call it, then we configure it accordingly. Okay, great. I think I addressed most of the questions with my colleague. Let me check my also private box if I receive any other questions. Let's see. Can these products work standalone as well? Yes, these products also work standalone. So all of our products are actually designed to run standalone. So I can deploy it today. You can start using it today, simply. So the beauty is that these are basically, if you are using Acumatica and if you have most of the information available with the help of our ready-made integration, we can basically get the information from Acumatica and we can help you manage it on Beam for asset and maintenance management or on QDMS for quality management. So there is no double entry needed. That's the beauty of integration. And all of our products, same for QDMS and Beam, they are ready to communicate. That's what we call it. Meaning we have open web APIs, web service APIs, very similar to Acumatica, and we can simply integrate other systems. So in addition to Acumatica ERP system integration, we integrate with other systems as well, CRM, MES for manufacturing execution systems, as well as GPRS if customer has a GPS system available. Barcode is a very, very typical integration that we have been doing. RFID if they are tracking some assets, some devices, some machinery with the help of RFID technology, we integrate those as well. And the one that I love, which is also getting more and more popular, is the sensor-based tracking. Meaning, we have sensors that we can put it on machinery, and we can help you remotely monitor the health of those machinery. I'll give you an example. A typical example would be food industry. So if you are manufacturing food, highly likely you have industry level refrigerators, right? Fridge, basically. So what happens is if I, let's say, manufacture, let's say, pasta, or if I manufacture, let's say, seafood, I put these products in the refrigerator, for example, before I ship it out. So I need to check the temperature of refrigerator at least 3 times in a day. I have to do it because A, I have to comply with standards, either ISO 22000 or SDF, BRC. These standards basically require you to make this check. Plus, these are food products, and you have to make sure they are kept in the certain temperatures. So I put a sensor in the refrigerator, and and then I keep getting the data in terms of temperature. I make sure that temperature is between the ranges that I set. And for some reason, the temperature is lower than supposed to be or higher than supposed to be. With the help of the data that I'm collecting remotely, can be a Bluetooth sensor, is the easiest example, for example. Then if it is not in the range, it triggers automatic work orders in Beam, asset and maintenance management. So you don't have to send an email, you don't have to make a phone call, you don't have to figure out what happens. It is called automation. So with the help of the sensors, I remotely monitor the health of the refrigerator to make sure the temperature is within the range. And if there is any abnormality, then the system basically triggers Beam for maintenance requests. It's that simple. So that any maintenance team member or any, for example, service center or subcontractor can take action. That's the perfect IoT-based asset management operation. We can take it a little further. For some machinery, you need to, for example, monitor vibration, for example. Then we can use a sensor to basically get the vibration information, and we can again act accordingly if any data comes out of range, that we said in the system. Also, we work with different cities and different municipalities, so they have pumps, they have valves and other machinery equipment for water management, for example. So sensors are also very helpful to remotely monitor the health of the valves and pumps, for example. And if there is any need for maintenance, Beam, our asset and maintenance management system, can take action to help you manage the maintenance operation. And any cost borne because of the maintenance operations also sent to Acumatica's general ledger for accounting purposes. At the end of the day, we need to follow the cost, and that is going to be available in Acumatica. So these are very, very exciting developments that we can actually combine IoT-based sensors with Beam, our asset and maintenance management system, so that you can basically automate your maintenance as well as quality management operations. Great. So let me see if I have any other questions in my private box. And then, how many assets are there running on Beam right now? Well, it is hard to get the exact number how many assets are being managed right now on Beam. But as well as I know, I had a conversation similar to this with one of our product managers. For example, right now we have 15 million assets running on Beam, 15 million assets. Because both Beam and QDMS, they are pretty mature products. We have been developing them since 1998, and we have many, many customers. As you saw the numbers, just for QDMS, we have close to 1,000 customers already. As for Beam, we have about 400 customers already globally, and we are talking about enterprise level customers most of the time, in addition to mid-sized companies as well, of course. So just to address this question, we have, as we know it, we have 15 million assets running on Beam, managed by our customers. So that's a massive amount of assets, which of course we are proud of, and we are here to help and support our customers, of course. Good, great. So it's been a pretty good conversation with our attendees with the questions. I hope it's been a very educational as well as informative webinar. I would like to thank Acumatica Asia, Host and LEPEC for organizing this webinar. Much appreciated for the organization. And also I'd like to thank our attendees. Thank you very much for attending this webinar. And as I mentioned earlier, we have our contact information on the screen. We put our email. So if you have any other questions later on, you can contact us. If you'd like to continue this conversation, please drop us an email. Also, if you'd like to have some use cases, or if you'd like to have a separate demo session, we'll be happy to schedule it with you. We are very responsive to our emails, and we'll be happy to work with you in near future. And thank you again for your time and interest. We look forward to seeing you in our coming webinars. Thank you and have a nice day.